Hi everyone, it's Adam with Paramotor Central. I'm going to show you guys how to put on the universal paramotor net on your paramotor. The process is the same for any paramotor. There might be a little nuances that you have to change, but the idea will be the same throughout any frame out there. We will be putting this on a Sky Cruiser Eclipse frame, but again, the process will be the same. So when you get the paramotor in the mail, it'll come kind of coiled up like this. The first step we'll do is we'll just go ahead and unwind it. What I like to do is try to find the center of the net. And what we'll do is we'll start at the top of the cage, and that way as we go down it'll be the same length on both sides. So what I did is I just turned the paramotor around so you can see what I'm doing from this side. What we'll do is we're going to open this all the way up, and we will put the Velcro around the whole cage all the way around. You'll see as I'm doing this, what I'm trying to do is get the Velcros to line up so that they're symmetrical and even all the way through. Once we get it around the cage, I like to double check to make sure that we are the same on both sides. And what I mean by that is if you pull down on this, the distance between the hoop is the same, so it's symmetrical. The next step, what I would say, is on your net, one side has a length of nylon, and the other side has a hoop stuck in it. Go ahead and tie the two together. So put the string through the loop. What that does is it locks it into place, so that way it can't come undone. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take, and I always like to start up at the top in the center somewhere. And if you get a little bit closer here, you'll see what I'm doing is I'm using this knot as my reference point, and I'm just sewing it every other in and out, in and out, in and out, all the way down. I will also say that it is important that it's very easy to jump a hole. So just go slow and work your way all the way around the net. So now that you have your paracord all the way around your net, the next thing you want to do is come back here where we started, and on this strap, what I like to do is go back into the net 2, 3, or 4 lengths. That helps. Again, it depends on your cage. You can play around with it. You can make adjustments so it fits the way you want. But on the Sky Cruiser Eclipse, typically it's about 3. And you do that on both sides. So after you've fished the nylon through the net down here, like I said, about 3 times, I take that webbing and I go around the gas tank tab here. I grab the paracord from the other side, and I just tie a bowline knot to attach the thick nylon webbing to your paracord. And at that point, you can grab the other side of the paracord and you can pull all of this slack tight. Inside your kit, you're going to get a rope ratchet. Go ahead and fish your paracord into there. It's very important when you use the rope ratchet to make sure you bring it all the way through so it comes out the same hole that it went into. I have seen people come out here and it doesn't grip as well as it should, so make sure you go around the whole pulley. At that point, you could just come down here and hook that into your netting and pull it tight. And you really can't over tighten this. The net and the paracord and the rope ratchet are are all very, very strong. The tighter you pull it, the tighter your net will be. You'll also find it to be beneficial to kind of work your rope up and around the hoop here, because it does sometimes get caught into the webbing. So you'll see I'm just fishing this around all the while, keep on tightening my rope ratchet. And you can see at this point the net is actually getting very tight, and we can keep on going until we get it as tight as we want it to be. The next step, what we will do is we'll take like a hot knife. I use a soldering pen or a soldering gun, and I will cut the excess net off. So once you get your net as tight as you want, you can see, I mean, it's very tight. Once you get the net as tight as you like, there's going to be some excess rope. That's what we want. And what I like to do is I will just fish it on the frame somewhere just to use that slack up. Just go from one side of the frame to the other, maybe once or twice, depending on what you have. And then I just tie this off, so that way it can't get into the prop or anything. What I'll use next is I will use a soldering pen or a soldering gun. What I use this as a hot knife, so that way the net doesn't fray on you. So what I'm doing is just on the other side of the knot that we chose, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the excess off. So I'm letting the gun heat up, and I just work my way all the way around the net. So once you've taken your soldering gun or hot knife, whatever you're using, again, to go ahead and cut that excess off, we purposely leave it long for bigger cages.